Everyone, my name is Nate. You're watching WASD20. I'm here for a little update on how my first GM experience went. A lot of members of the YouTube RPG Brigade, the Facebook group, have been giving me advice, and I've been kind of hyping up this first time as GM playing through the Patfhinder Beginner Box with some of my friends. So I want to thank you all for your advice. I think it really paid off, and it went really well overall, so thanks for that. I had a lot of fun. I really got into it, and I feel like my friends did too. They told me they had fun at least, and they want to do it again, so that's the main thing. That's great. That's kind of what I was going for. So we played with my wife and then another couple, and there was supposed to be another friend of ours, but he canceled last minute, so that was kind of a bummer. But there were 3 adventurers then, and then me as GM. My wife played her rogue, who was a master of the bow, and my friends, one of my friends played Valeros, the iconic fighter, and another friend of mine played an elven cleric that she created. We kind of created before playing. We got a little late start because character creation can take a while, but I think she learned a lot in that process, and that was good. The group was really solid. They're all brand new to tabletop role-playing games, so overall I think it went really well, and they actually got into it and were able to do some actual role-playing, which I was really pleased with, and they were playing really creative, so I think they're going to be really solid players if we keep doing this. They were really trying to think outside the box and kind of test the limits of what they could do, and that was really cool. I kind of felt bad because in a lot of the situations I didn't know how to respond to their creativity, and so I think that's something I have to learn. My wife was trying to like throw a rope around an enemy because she had a rope, right? And why not, right? And it didn't quite work, and so I think I need to find ways to reward creativity even if it doesn't necessarily fit in the rules. And, you know, also know when it's okay to say, no, I'm sorry, you can't really do that in this situation, or you can try, but you're probably going to fail, right? So anyway, I need to figure out and kind of think more about that, how to reward their creativity and give them, you know, an attack bonus here if they describe that they want to do something or other. Overall, I think that they want, from what I talked to them afterwards, you know, they would be interested in playing again, but they weren't a huge fan of the combat. I think part of the reason is because they rolled abysmally a lot and were missing a lot. Another reason is that I was narrating everything, and while that can be cool, I think it also slowed things down a bit. So I've learned that I don't need to narrate everything in combat. I don't need to narrate every hit, how they hit, or how they missed. But maybe save, you know, some narration for maybe the 1 or the 2, how abysmally they've done, or for the 20 or the 19, and how, you know, awesome they've you know, slain this monster in some cool way, right? I've played games where GMs have done that really well, and so I was trying to do that, but I ended up kind of overdoing it, I think. And I also need to put the ball in their court and let them try to narrate and encourage them to do that as well. That would be the ideal. But it was their first time, so I was trying to do some of that. Yeah, so narrating less would be good. I think another reason that they weren't as big of fans of combat, at least for my wife, she's not a huge fan of the gore. So hearing about, you know, skewering a goblin through the belly with her sword, she's not real into that. So I need to maybe make it a little less gory too. I think that would help her. In terms of, you know, actually playing when we were doing it, one thing that really surprised me is like I felt so focused on the task, and it is a lot to keep track of. And I was doing everything. I didn't enlist their help in doing much because it's their first time, and I didn't want to put that on them. I wanted them to relax and have a good time. So I ended up, you know, being very focused the whole time. And they had snacks, they had drinks, and after the game I realized, man, I didn't eat any of these awesome snacks they had. I had like 1 bite of popcorn, but I was just so focused, and afterwards I was like, man, I'm hungry. But I did have, you know, a little bit of popcorn, and I had a Pepsi to kind of keep me caffeinated. But yeah, I think I prepped well, but there were still a couple times I had to kind of, you know, look down and like figure stuff out. I definitely got some of the rules wrong here and there, and I've since I sent an email saying, here's what I got wrong, just, you know, keep these in mind for next time. Here's how this feat actually works, or here's how this works. Here's what your weapon damage actually should be, etc. So I've learned a lot. I'm also reading through, or not reading all the way through, but just kind of browsing the Pathfinder Game Mastery Guide, which I picked up at the library the other day. Pretty awesome that they had that on the shelf. And you know, there's a lot of other great resources. A lot of you folks have made great videos, and there's just so many good resources for being a GM that I'm sure I'll keep learning more. And you know, the main takeaway here is my friends are interested in playing again, so that's great. That's what I was going for. I don't think they're going to want to play all that often. I think it might be like a once a month sort of thing, just given busy schedules and kids. But hey, I'll take that for sure. I think it would be really fun. I'm also still hoping to get in a game with fellow YouTuber Juice. He lives pretty close to here, so we've been talking about that, and hopefully we can get something going for that too. In terms of the future with this group of my friends, I'm thinking about doing the Rise of the Rune Lords. Been reading through this, so might do a little video on this coming up soon. But I think this would fit the bill for them in terms of not just combat, but also kind of this overarching narrative. You know, and some really interesting encounters from what I've read so far. So anyway, feel free to ask questions, leave comments. Thanks for all those of you who gave me advice and have supported me so far. Everyone, take care. Happy gaming.